Good morning, and welcome to JB The Voice. I'm John Berg, the fiscal trainer. Here's a quote from Rudy Giuliani. This is what he said during the June 5th, 2007 CNN Republican presidential candidate debate. We need 100 million Americans making different decisions. That will bring down the cost of health insurance. It will bring down the cost of prescription medicines. Free market principles are the only things that can reduce cost and improve quality. That's what Rudy said. Now, normally I save my ire for the scaredy cat Democrats, but Rudy was mayor for a lot of the 20 years that I lived in New York, and he did some good things, but, well, there was the squeegee man. If you don't know, there was a homeless guy doing that annoying squeegee thing on car windows outside Yankee Stadium. He was shot to death by an off-duty New York City cop, and Rudy's response was, well, he was breaking the law. Oh, Rudy. Now, let's get back to the point. Now, Rudy, you're right on when you talk about people needing to make different decisions. Individually, as a nation, we don't take great care of ourselves. And I'm a big believer in personal responsibility. But when you're sick, Rudy, you don't have any frickin' choice. So let's imagine. You're sick as a dog and you are put under killing financial stress because the health insurance company you've paid for years is doing everything it can to deny your coverage. The pharmaceutical companies have monopolies on the products that will either make you well or save your life. They operate with no competition. And thanks to your fellow Republicans, government's not allowed to negotiate on our behalf. In this situation, free market principles do not exist, Rudy. Do you get it, squeegee man? They don't exist. So, in the current healthcare debate, we have to consider seriously getting the pirates who've been killing people in the name of profit out of the system. As long as they're going about business as usual, this system's too sick to save. I mean, these bastards are lucky that we don't drag them out of their mansions and their corner offices and charge them with first-degree murder, premeditated murder, because that's what they have been doing. I'm not talking about the uninsured. I'm talking about the 250 million who've been paying into a shell game. Now, I've been doing some research. There are massive problems with universal health care in Canada and in England. There seem to be less problems in France. Now, given the portrait that Sicko presents of a potential solution, well, it's a gloss on the facts, but considering Michael Moore's history, well, that's not a surprise. But when it comes to the movie's portrayal of the extent of the current mess with our free market system in America, the movie is spot on the money and you should go see it. The sooner the better, and take your friends. But we're in America, right? There is a challenge in front of us. It's not merely a business challenge or a financial challenge or a government challenge. It's a challenge to not just our ingenuity, but to our humanity. I'm hoping we all wake up one day and we collectively look in the mirror and we see that we've cleaned this mess up, and we've done it by shared responsibility and by taking care of one another. Now, as a side note, before I really finish, I can't let the Democrats off the hook, and God knows they need a new script, particularly when it comes to paying for anything, because per usual, they've only got it half right. We do need to roll back welfare for the wealthy, i.e., the top-tier Bush tax cuts and the assault on the aristocracy tax, formerly known as the estate tax. But the deal is, all the money that we collect shouldn't be used for health care. It needs to go into retiring the debt. You know, we need to call in the bonds so that we're not owned lock, stock, and barrel by the Chinese. The interest that we're paying on $8 trillion, and growing daily, is more than ample for the job at hand. That's over $400 billion a year in interest savings if we just pay down the debt. So once the debt's paid down and we're in a position to actually loan money to other nations, well, then maybe we can go ahead and consider reducing taxes across the board. Finally, in the current system, there are too many players at the table. There's my doctor, there's my these, there's the insurance company, there's, you name it, the list is endless. It's my health, and when I'm sick, I don't want myself or my loved ones caught up in what we in Texas used to call Who Shot John, where everybody's sitting around pointing the finger at each other going, nope, not me, not my job, no sir. Look, it's my life. I should bear some of the cost and some of the responsibility. Primary, actually. That's fair. But in the name of the Commonwealth, a principle much on the minds of our founding fathers and much forgotten today, because of our inalienable right to life, Jefferson put that first, liberty, freedom from the tyranny of pirates and murderers, and the pursuit of happiness — it's hard to be happy when you're sick and broke — government should be the main financial partner. Then my doctor and I, with the able assistance of all the other healthcare providers, can get to the primary business at hand, namely restoring me to health so I can get back to the business of seeing what I can do for my country. Why drag employers to the table? And leave seats open for the three-card Monte guys as well. That's the insurance companies. If an employer for good business reasons wants to help with my part of the responsibility to either attract better workers, or to have a healthier, happier workforce, God bless them. Let them. And if they don't, well, that's fine too. I mean, God forbid I should ever agree with George Bush on anything, but this is one area where business participation should be voluntary. And as a side note, this is a principle which is an absolute disaster when it comes to the environment. That's enough for today. Thanks for coming to JB The Voice. And Rudy, have a good day. Stay well.